What's going on, fellas? So today we're going to discuss 4 things you should never say to your woman. Alright guys, and this video I'm going to be very professional, and I'm going to be very concise because I know the all police is going to come for me. So for this one, you will need a warrant, G. Alright? Because I'm going to be so specific that it's going to be nearly impossible for you to end this video and have any conflicting ideas about what I'm going to say today. Okay, guys, now, when you ask yourself what you should or what you shouldn't do with a woman. Now, today we're going to talk about what you should or shouldn't say to your woman. All right, guys, there's always a real and a right answer to every. I'll give you an example. When you're at work and when you have a customer disrespect you, let's say you work in customer service and a customer calls you out your name and gives you the finger. Okay, guys, now there's a real and a right answer as far as what you should do about it. The real answer is you should let nobody disrespect you and crash out and handle it how you normally would handle it in the street. But the right answer is because you at work, you ain't got time for all that, G. You need your job. So you're going to say, thank you, sir. Have a great day. Okay, now when it comes to women and what you should say, there's a real and a right answer. Okay, so I'm going to explain this today, fellas. We're going to get real today, all right? Now, first thing, pay attention, fellas. Your feelings. All right, guys. Now, remember when I say this word, I get the ick. I really do. All right, I really do, fellas. Now, never mind me. We talking about your chick today. All right, guys. Never tell your girl your feelings. Never tell your girl you're sad. Never tell your girl you're depressed. And like I said, I'm going to be clear and concise about this because this goes all the way down the deep rabbit hole to never crying in front of your girl. All right, fellas, swipe away the ick. Now, remember, and I'm going to keep this down here for relatable purposes. Now, remember, like I said at the beginning, there's a real and a right answer to everything in life, okay? So the right answer to the question, can I cry in front of my girl? Can I express my feelings to my girl? The right answer, the blue answer is yes, you should. Why? Because she is your girl, bro. She's supposed to stay loyal to you no matter what happens, right? No matter how much you cry, how much you bitch, how much you moan, how much you woe is me. She is your girl, man. Y'all made a commitment to stay with each other through thick and thin. And you know another thing about that shit, fellas, is you would do the same for her. Why? Because you the man. You the rock. You the leader. It's your job to hold her and console her when she's in her emotional state and turmoil. Obviously. But fellas, that's clown world. That's happy life, happy wife. This gets you wrecked. Okay, guys? To have the idea, to believe the notion that showing your feelings profusely, I'm going to be specific, profusely in front of your girl will keep respect in that relationship and dynamic. Remember, we're talking about intersexual dynamic because that's what this is all about. Red and blue pill, whatever you want to call it. All right, fellas? So the real answer to this question is I dare you. I dare you because there's so many people trying to convince you just because they found a fucking unicorn that will let them fucking cry and still give them pussy, that they should convince every other man to do the same. No, G, no. Probability says, results and outcomes says, masculinity says, this ain't cool. Don't let people convince you that it's okay to be an emotional fucking wreck. And for damn sure, bro, it is not okay to do that shit in front of your girl. So you probably like, well, who do I vent to? Do I vent to my boys? Yes, probably. But at a certain point in time, G, I'm going to get tired of you whining to me. I understand you over here crying to me because your girl don't want to hear it. But at a certain point in time, I'm going to tell you man up. So who do I cry to? Cry to God, G. I don't know. Cry to yourself. But don't cry to your girl. Get a therapist because she's not it. This is why she doesn't need to know your problems. I'm going to tell you another reason why. Because she doesn't understand the masculine journey. So the reason why you crying about something may not be the same reason why she's crying about something. But check this out. She looks at you a different way from how you look at yourself. You look at yourself as a human. She looks at you as a man. So when you say it's human to cry, she's looking at you like, but it's not manly. Fellas, pay attention. This shit people don't tell you. All right, fellas, they leave you in this Snow White Cinderella world and tell you that Cinderella would have stuck with the dude who cried. Last time I checked, none of the masculine men in any of them fucking character movies fucking cried, bro. They were big fucking brute, still fucking men, bro. You name me one who cried. And I bet you got cheated on somewhere in that fucking cartoon. All right, I'm not going to erase this. But fellas, just don't cry in front of your girl. Because I'll give you another option. And then I'll tell you something else too for the all police. The option is, if you have the option to cry out on a patio by yourself. Let's say you got some bad news. Somebody call you. You get some bad news. You want to cry. Your girl 10 feet away from you. Be like, hey, babe, hold on real quick. Go out on the patio. Let it out there. She ain't got to see it. She ain't got to know. Go take a drive. Go take a walk. And you like, well, why I can't cry in front of her? You have an option. If you have an option, don't do it. Now, I'll give you the thing for the all police. I know there are times, hypothetically, God forbid, somebody pass away and you cry. I'm not expecting. And you know what? I'll let the bitch leave if she want to leave me because I cried because somebody died in my family. I'm not saying that because that's when the masculinity and the femininity hats come off and now we're just humans. So at that point, I get it. But I'm saying if you just crying about your day-to-day problems, that's your masculine world. So when you try to get her as your therapist to understand this or console you or even just listen to it, you're trying to get her to put herself in your shoes, which is a masculine realm. And she ain't got time to think like that. All right. The reason why you have to be stoic is because it lessens the chances of your woman having to think when shit go down. All right. It's like being a stoic man at the funeral. You want to be the rock. If everybody's crying and you're crying with them, who is anybody going to lean on? All right. So you have an option. That's the thing. If you didn't have an option to control your feelings, it would be different. But you have an option. So when you say, why can't I cry in front of my girl? You can, but you don't have to. That's the thing. You don't have to. So you have other sources to get your feelings out. But just don't do it in front of your girl, fellas, all right? This is not really a should or shouldn't. This is really just real or right. Fellas, number 2 thing that you should not tell your woman, okay? And this is going to go along real relatable to the happy wife, happy life thing. Okay, guys? And this one I have to be clear and concise about. I got to cross my T's and dot my I's. Boom. All right, now, fellas, if you're experienced with women, you know what I'm about to say right now, okay? There are times when a woman sees you as an alpha and you are a busy man and you're an interesting man and you have a life and you have friends and you have a network and you got money and you got abundance and you so happen to tell her from time to time that she's your everything and she's your all and she's a woman of your dreams and you'll die for her. I'm going to tell you what, G? That's all right. And I'm going to tell you why that's all right. Because when you say it, it holds way more weight. Way more weight. Because when you say it, subconsciously, she's saying, okay, you got this big old life over here. I'm going to just use that as your big life. Okay, I'm going to put you happy over here too. Okay, you're grinning, you're smiling, G, because you're winning. All right, this is your life over here. And this is her. Okay, guys? So when you tell this woman, and she got a fat ass. So when you tell this woman that she is your everything, which she subconsciously does, if you this type of man, she compares herself to that. And she like, me? Who, me? You know? It's different when they get it from Chris Brown versus when they get it from the dude that work at Popeyes. All right, fellas? Because the dude that work at Popeyes, when he said, okay, fellas, no offense to anybody who work at Popeyes, because Popeyes is great. But when the dude that work at Popeye said, okay, guys, probability says that he's always in her face most of the time. So he's saying this shit more frequently. And it doesn't hold as much weight. Why? Because she hears it all the time. And she's not comparing it to anything. Because when he says, you're my everything, she's comparing it to the Popeyes. And she's like, duh, of course I'm your everything, motherfucker. It's no challenge. Women want a challenge, bro. Women want to chase. Okay, fellas? So remember, real answer and right answer. The right answer is you should express all your feelings to your woman, bro. You should tell her she your everything. Why? Because she needs to know. She needs that constant validation to keep her interested and happy. Happy wife, happy life, right? But the real shit is, fellas, she rather the dude who really don't talk to her all day and don't answer her calls, fellas. And when he do, then he say the bullshit. Then he start spitting the game. You feel me? Why? Because now she's emotionally invested. Fellas, pay attention, man. All right, next thing, your plans. All right, now, number 3 and number 4, let's combine them. I like doing this, okay, guys? Now, never tell a woman your plans. And let me be specific. Don't cut the video off. Now, next thing you shouldn't tell a woman with your plans is things that, not they, that. Y'all always spell checking me. Things that, you'll try talking and writing at the same time, G. Things that you'll do for her. Okay, guys? Now, both I'm going to be very particular about. First one, don't tell her your plans as far as things for you, things that you're going to be doing. I'll give you an example and why I know this from self-experience, and I see this all the time out in the world, okay? I was with a chick for a few years, and there were a few times that I gave her kind of highlights of my life, of course, right? And I told her future things that I want to do with certain businesses and so on and so forth. Now, let's say I projected 6 months from when I told her I was going to do it to when it was supposed to be done. And there were times, gee, mind you, this ain't none of her business, bro. This is my shit. But because she my girl, and because she feel like we're one, G, I told her this shit. So she come to me 6 months later like, so did you start the thing? You know, the thing that you was thinking about? I'm like, nah, I got this. Excuses, right? Excuses. Now, mind you, fellas, this ain't her business. But look how that make me look. As a man, G, I can't fulfill my own promises in my own life. Now, we ain't even here yet, okay, fellas, because this is a whole different topic, but they do relate. These two relate to you letting the world happen to you versus you happening to the world. Because when you tell your woman that you gonna do something, even if it's for you, and something come up that she doesn't understand, and even if she's logical or intelligent enough to understand, she don't care. Why? Because she's an evil little critter, bro. All of them are, all right? So one time I'm going to use the word all, fellas, all right? All of them are critters. They just different forms of them, all right? Different types of critters. Different species, all right, fellas? But anyway, this has a lot to do with, like I said, okay? You don't have to rewind it. I'm going to say it again. You letting the world happen to you versus you happening to the world. So when you make a plan and you tell her and she's aware of your plan and she's looking forward to the future, because you don't know. This probably got her excited because it probably means more money because she's going to be spending it, right? Because a lot of you guys simp. But anyway, your plans. She's excited about it. And let's say she's not. She's just looking at you like, I want to see if my man's a real man. He going to do what he say he going to do. And when you don't, even if it's unfortunate and it's out of your control and it's just part of the masculine journey, because fellas, you know we fail from time to time. We tell ourselves we going to do some big shit and we don't do it. And we know we ain't going to do it, but we hype about it. So we hype, we telling our boys, we boasting about it. But don't tell your girl, fellas. She's the only one that's going to hold it against you. Because I won't, G. G, you tell me you going to start a business in 3 months and you don't. Gee, I'm going to get on your ass, but I ain't going to look at you different. I'm going to be like, hey, bro, shit happened. I understand you ain't coming with the money. You need some help. Your girl ain't thinking like that. And you like, well, not all of them. Not all of them. Gee, get a warrant, okay? I don't care. It's the truth, okay? Remember, I said I wasn't going to erase it. Shit. Real versus right. Okay, guys? Real versus right. Now, this is the thing about real and right. All right, fellas? You can't say all. It's more about probabilities. Because even with the red and the blue pill, it's more about probabilities. Not all women cheat, but they all can. They all have the capability, if you push them enough, being weak with a lot of this shit we talking about today. Okay, guys? So you have the option to do or not do these things. A lot of these things men are trying to get women to accept. It's like you don't have the option not to do it and be more manlier like they want. This is why 80% of men are unattractive in 2025. Because a lot of men make plans that they don't fulfill. This is something I had to learn the hard way, G. I'm being genuine now, fellas. I'm being sentimental. I'm crying under the shades, fellas, all right? I had to learn this the hard way. I used to make plans, my plans all the time with women, bro. And then it don't come up. Why? Because I'm hustling, bro. Shit come up. Maybe I changed my mind. But women don't understand that you change your mind, especially when she's all emotionally invested in it. And you like, well, why it matter? Why is her problem? Gee, she with you. You got to hear her. You got to see the difference in the interactions and how she changed the way she talk or treat you or act around you. It ain't my problem, G. It's yours. So you got to deal with it. So next thing, things that you do for her. So this is less about you, more about her. All right. And this is even worse. That's why I saved this one for last. Don't tell women the shit you gonna do for them unless I had to put my glasses down for this one. Unless you're 150%, you gonna do it. All right? If you 149%, don't tell her. Because that's less chances it's going to happen. And that's more chances she going to be on your ass for it not happening. And you like, well, I ain't scared of my chick. Gee, I ain't scared of my chick, but I don't want to. Gee, how that make me look? Fuck her, bro. How does that make me look? How does that make me feel? My serotonin goes down when this happens, bro. All right? This is not a dopamine hit. This shit don't work for anybody. All right? Picture this, all right? You tell your girl, baby, I'm going to buy you a ring. I'm going to buy you a ring, baby, okay? I'm going to buy you a ring next week. Next week come, you don't buy the ring. Now remember, all right, same thing related to 3. Letting the world happen to you versus you happen to the world. Now, you may have a great excuse. Let's say the $5,000 you're supposed to spend on a ring. Let's say it costs $5,000. I'm throwing out a number. Let's say the $5,000 you're supposed to spend on a ring, you actually spent it to invest in some business-wise, and it was a smarter decision. And you got to explain that to her. It don't matter, G. It don't matter the fact that $5,000 is going to bring you $100,000. She don't care, G. The ring ain't on her finger, bro. That's all women care about. Solipsistic. Their own shit. Their own 4 squares, bro. That's all they care about at the end of the day. Now, you probably like, not all women, not all women. G, not all women, but every woman can if you do this shit profusely. She'll give you grace the first few times, but if you keep doing it. So how about this? Just because you're like, bro, this is hard. This don't make no sense. All right, just be smart. Just don't do it. Just surprise her. Unless you 150%, you gonna do it. Because somebody watching this that will complain, the all police, bro, they, I swear to God, bro, what they'll do is they'll be the same dude who be doing this shit right here, 149. You know what I'm saying? Promise her shit, and now she like, I can't trust you no more. Then now she can't trust you with the booty no more, bro. It's over after that, G, okay? If you combine these 4 things, bro, there's quite a few men that do this shit. So just stop. You have an option with all this stuff. You have the option versus to surprise her with shit versus promise her. Because I know it's a dopamine hit for you and her when you're, hey, babe, guess I'm going to get you this. I'm going to get you this. She feel good. You feel good. You spontaneous. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know what's more spontaneous? Just fucking doing it. Just showing up with it. All right? Don't risk it. Plans. She don't need to know, bro. You more of a boss when every time she see you, you just pop up with some shit. And she ain't even know it was going to happen. So this actually worked to your advantage. It's not all just not doing something. You're actually doing something. You're being effective. You're being a more interesting man. So if you gonna go buy something, don't tell her, just show up with it, G. Like, bam. She like, oh, where you get that from? She can't even ask that because you done already told her the specs of it. All right? And then the other 2, bro. Gee, all this happy wife, happy life stuff, bro, you got to get rid of that, bro. This is crushing men. Bro, I mean, I could go all the way deep as far as, like, men not getting married and should you get married. I've altered my views on that slightly. I may do a video about it, fellas. But I'm just trying to keep you safe, fellas. I'm just a voice. Okay, fellas? I'm just a voice. All right, guys? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today, man. It's your boy, KD. Thanks for tuning in. Share this video with a homeboy for sure, man. Share this one for real, all right? It's your boy, KD, man. We out here, baby.